Hey guys, welcome back. I do apologise for the delay, but well, of course, between getting busy with work, moving house, and of course Fallout 76 and Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out, I've been pretty set back for the timeline for the RPG tutorials. But I wanted to get this one out there because people are still looking for the next step. I wanted to go on my next step. I was planning on doing the or adding in the dialogue options, so creating a dialogue system that will allow you to go through, branching dialogue trees and all stuff like that. One was being created by the Evil A, who developed the RPG system, so one that would actually work alongside it. However, with him falling ill recently, he's not been able to publish that one. I do have a copy of it, and I was going to use it, but it's still in a beta fashion, and because it isn't released, I can't put it in on here and have you not able to do it yourself. So I wanted to try and use the systems that were already here. Unfortunately, with the systems that we've already got, without buying a new system and making you guys rush out and buy some, there are some real cheap options out there. I think there's one that's $5 that should be able to do the very basics of what we want to do. But I wanted to avoid doing any of that because I don't think you guys need to buy any extra features. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the functions that are built into the third-person controller, so the Invector system, to create not a branching dialogue option, but sort of story pieces, and you can come up and speak to NPCs, or NPCs will have like a single line of text that will pop up when you walk up to them. It doesn't have to be one single line, it could be a bit more, but basically it's the one thing that they say repeated over and over whenever you walk near them. Anyway, so to do that, it's actually quite simple because it's already built in. If you have a look at the demo scenes, you can see an example of it. We're going to be using the tutorial UI. So if I'm going to come down to my project, I'm just going to type in tutorial, and we need to grab the tutorial canvas, and we just need to drive that onto here. Sorry, there's a car going in the background. Just need to drag that up onto the screen there. If we go into 2D mode, we can see it. We're not making it a subset of the UI that's already there. It needs to be its own separate thing. And if we come down here, this panel's active, but this one isn't. So we're just going to turn that on and see where that sits. So you can see now that that's this is basically where it will sit when it's on the screen, and where it's anchored to. So if I go, so this panel obviously quite large. I'm going to make that the size of the screen so that we can see exactly where it comes from. And you can see now it's a little bit off. Actually, it looks quite strange. Why is that blown out to that entire size? This is in fact just supposed to be this. Why is the panel doing that? That's really strange. It wasn't doing that before, and I don't know why the panel has blown out. It's going to go simple. No, we want sliced. Alright, that's really strange, but we don't need that anyway, so I'm actually going to delete that. I'm just going to make our own one underneath that. I'm going to go through here, UI, and I'm going to select image, and then with the sprite we can just select a sprite that we want for the background of the text. Now what do we have that's actually going to look nice when we do it? Just go with custom box, that's fine, and you can see now it's there in the middle. We're going to put it as sliced so that this one doesn't have a border. Alright, just leave it as simple. No, that looks terrible. Highlight box sliced. There we go, that will work. And we're obviously going to change the values of it. Okay, so this is obviously what they were using beforehand. And of course we can turn the values down so you can see through it to most part. And we don't want it to sit over the top of where our thing is there, but we do want it somewhere near the top of the screen so that we can see it. We're going to expand that out to the edges there, like that, so it sits right up underneath there. And then we're also going to have over the top of that UI and text. And this text here, we're going to put the bounds of it as the box there. Going to change it to white text. And we'll set it to there. And of course we'll have it so it's set in the center of everything. The font size can stay as it is, that's all fine. So that's our tutorial canvas. And we don't have to worry too much about that. Although, whoops, sorry, that needs to be a subset of that. And we're just going to call this speech box. So that will all end up in there. That's all correct. Alright, so then we need to just disable that so it doesn't appear on our screen, and that should be fine. Now what we're going to do is we need to have a trigger. So if we come down here, you can see we've got a prefab called tutorial trigger, and that's already set up to what it is. So we can now chuck that in the scene and we can test it to make sure that it works. I'm just going to find the city, going to take it off 2D mode so I can walk around. That looks pretty cool, but not exactly what I wanted to have. So we're going to drop the tutorial trigger here. It's not rotated properly, but that's alright. I'm just going to hit 0, zero that out. And then you can see here we've got the Invector V cylinder, trigger 1, and now you've got the script here on the trigger that says V tutorial text trigger script, and it's got text UI and panel, and those are both empty because there's nothing in the scene that it recognises. So we need to actually assign it the speech box and test, or actually just click and drag. So speech box onto the panel, it's supposed to be panel, and then the text into the text field. And you can see here it's already got some stuff written in because that's just the preset thing. So we're just going to delete all that and say welcome to Cilia. Is that the name of the town, or is it Cillian? Cillian. Welcome to Cillian. And we're just going to leave that there. We're going to leave the little glowing symbol thing on it for now. That'll be fine. We're just going to leave that as Cillian. And we're going to run. Of course, this is the first time running, so it will take a little while to start. And I will probably have to plug in my controller if I don't already have it in. I don't think I do. Oh, it's already started. Alright. Let's just run with that. Yes, I'm recording. Sorry, for a minute there, it didn't look like I had my voice recording. So as you can see, it's a bit hard to see the glowing thing because of the post-pro that we've got working, but that's fine. We walk in, welcome to Cillian. Oh dear, I've edited some scripts, haven't I? Whoops. Alright, let me figure that out and then I will get back to you. Sorry about that. Hey guys, welcome back. So I do apologise for that little bug there. I forgot that the last time I tried to put this one together, I wanted to add a couple of little features and I tried putting them in, but it wasn't working out the way I wanted, and I forgot to actually remove that bit of code. So your one won't have that same problem, I mean, I hope. But you shouldn't have that because your tutorial text code will be perfectly fine. So I've just gone through and fixed mine up now. As I was doing it though, I just realised that the text box won't pop out where we need it to pop out. You can see it's sitting here, but when we run over the text it actually pops up to the top of the window there because of the anchor point that was set. So all I've gone through is I've just gone here and changed it from where it was originally, which is the center, and put it to the top. So top center, and now it will actually spawn the box in this little section here. So that's done. We just need to turn that off, and I'll just test that out again to make sure that it's all working fine. And you can see now it pops up where we want to. There's a man standing on the roof, that's pretty fun. And then when we run off, it's gone, because now we're outside of the trigger. So you can put this pretty much anywhere in the world that you want. And I'm going to show you how to use that on a few different features, but we're going to stop that now. So that's all working fine. Actually, it's going to save my project while I'm at it, now that I've made all those changes. So now we want to do another one. We want it to be somewhere else. So we've got a Cillian welcome here. I can control D that one to duplicate it, and we're going to call this just press F2 to edit the name, NPC chat 1. Whoops. And then here we're just going to, so it's already got all the UI in the panel set up properly, so I'm just going to put this one here to hello stranger, welcome to our town. So we look around. So we can put in a little bit more text and have it as a little bit. Anyway, now that we've got that, we can actually assign that to a certain space. So I want to actually put that on one of our NPCs. I don't want it on Mr. Helpy, I want it on one of the ones that are actually patrolling around. So where is my... Oops. Where are my characters? Easy way to do it. I'm already in the scene, so I'm going to take it off 2D mode. I'm going to select, not that, but I will select that. Zoom in. Ooh, a little bit of lagging there. And now we've got our NPCs, and we've got Sally and Lady number 1, I think, so we'll do that. Now she's going to be moving around, so I'm going to get this NPC chat. I'm going to make it as a point in that, and we're going to zero it out too, so we know that it's on her spot. So I'm just zeroing out the transform. Now you can see it's got this here. So I'm going to leave that thing on so that I can see that it is moving in the correct fashion, and it should be alright. So let's start that and see what happens. Alright, good. So it hasn't triggered it off because it's an NPC touching the collider, which is good. And I've got 50 XP because I've just found Mr. Helpy, but we don't need to find Mr. Helpy, so that's okay. So once we run over here, welcome to Salian. Yep, it goes over pretty quick, but that's fine. Now we need to find our friend that has the moving text panel. Where have they gone? Oh, there they are, over there. Now you see when we walk up to them, welcome to our town, take a look around. Cool. So you can see here that that works. Now it's obviously a very small one, so I have to walk right next to them, and then when they walk away it disappears really quick. So if you're only on the edge, it'll pop up and you can see it's doing that little thing there. So we want to have it so it might be a little bit bigger, and that way it won't die quite so fast, but we don't want it to be so far away that you could be standing on the other side of town and trigger it off and have it pop up on your thing. So we need to figure out how to do that. So first thing I'm going to do is going to close that out. I'm going to find, here's our NPC. Clicked on it, bring it up here. Here we are, NPC chat, and we want to just get rid of the icon. Yep. Tutorial trigger 2, get rid of that glowing radius. Or at least I thought we did, but there we go. Did I delete before then? Tutorial trigger 2. Okay, so yeah, it's just doubling up on that. That's alright, we can get rid of that, that's fine. And we're just going to hide that mesh renderer there. So now what we need to do is we need to get this trigger, we need to get the sphere collider and actually just increase the radius of it. So it comes out a little bit further, which means that yeah, they can move past us and it will trigger it off. It's not the most ideal option. You want it to be that maybe they you know, like you're in this forward arc sort of thing. You can figure out what kind of collider you want to have, but for the moving around ones I just want to have it as a circle. And then I might want to, after that, put on a thing where I can have it so the head will actually turn to the player. And we can do that. If I click on the lady here, let's have a look. Movement, detection, yes, behavior controller, open the properties. That's all fine. Head tracking is what I want to do. So I'm going to type in head track. So head is the head transform, so it's already found the head transform from the model, which is great. Strafe body weight, yep, distance to detect 10, tags to detect. Class 1, player. So that's what we want to do. And we want the distance to detect to be the same distance that we have basically from here to here, and we're just going to have that very small, maybe only 2. So if you're 2 spots away, I think that's it. If we have a look I don't know whether we'll be able to judge it off this. It says only 0.89, but that's not really what it's explaining about, because that's 0.89 for the sphere collider and 1 would be its regular size, but not 1 meter, because that's obviously way bigger than 1 meter. But we'll come back up here. Current target, detect layer. We need to be able to detect the player layer, detect tags. Whoops, sorry, in the wrong spot. That's our basic controller. Head track, yep. Player, animator tags. Look at lock beam, custom action. Don't have to worry too much about that. Follow camera, no. Use limit angle, oh yes. So this is actually built for the player, so I'm wondering whether this will work. It should, unless there's another head track. Oh, VAI head track. Okay. So get rid of that one. That was lucky. Led you down the wrong section. Can look. Follow camera, no, we don't need to. Keep looking out angle. Animator tags, yep, that's all there. Main look target would be our player. So we just want to drag our player controller into there. Eyes, we don't really need that. So transforms will come across here. Hips, head, spine. Hips, just for debug, head. So we need to find our head again. Should already be there. Events, pre-update spine, okay. Interesting. Let's give that one a go. So let's try that. Oh, do we set off a distance? Does it have a distance? Well, let's just see how we go. I haven't actually done this before with the AI, so we'll see what that does. Yep, welcome to Sunny, no worries. Ooh, now, which one's the one that we need to look at us? It's not you, because you're not saying anything. It's not you, it must be you, because your head is looking the other way. Here we go, so they are tracking me, and if I move down here, they're going to turn around. Welcome to our town, take a look around. They moved around. And we're still going to get that thing where it's going to turn on and off if we move in and out of the spot, but I think we should be alright. What we need to do though is we need to make it so that it actually will pop up where we want it to pop up. So right now we've got it popping up to the middle of the screen, and that's pretty cool because it means that we're definitely going to see it, but as it is, it's a bit disjointed because I could be standing here. How do I know which NPC is talking to me? It could be any one of these, especially if I'm over here. I mean, yes, the character's looking at me, that's great. And when I move off, they're no longer looking, but they are now. No matter where I go in the town, they're still going to be looking at me because there's seemingly no distance for them to do it. So let's turn that off. Can we set, can look, yep, strafe, min, follow camera, keep looking out, angle, offset, look height, animated tags, offset, main look, target, player, eyes, time to exit, look point, time to exit, look, target. Weird. Events, settings. Well, we'll leave that for now. I'll tackle that one at another time, and I'll see whether there's a better way of doing it. If we go V head track sensor, none sphere collider. Let's just undo that because we don't want to have that issue. Alright, so now that we've got that little thing happening, what we might want to do now is actually change our tutorial canvas. So we're going to leave this one here, which is a canvas. I'm just going to put this as screen text canvas. This one here we know is going to be on our screen. So this is the one that's going to be always popping up on the screen, and it won't sit in the world, but we're going to duplicate that. Just go Control D, and we're going to change this one here to world. Well, basically chat canvas. And we're going to do pretty much the same thing we did with this character here. We're going to grab that canvas and we're going to drag it to our character. put it in there. So this is NPC chat, this is the trigger, and this is the chat canvas that we want it to trigger. So I'm going to pop up here, we're going to go NPC chat box and text, and we want to do in the trigger here, we want this to be NPC chat box and text, so we know that this is the one that we're using. Cool. Alright, and then we need this to actually be in the world space. So we're going to put world space. Going to click F, and you can see it's like way up here. How can I change that to a new one? Go world space, that should be fine. Panel, see chat box. So we might actually have to make a whole new one. Screen space camera, no. World space, 0. Because I want it to pop up. Alright, let's actually delete that for now. What we need to do is like the action text, effectively. So we need to find action text. The action text. Alright. And then we're going to go down. As you can see here, this one here is set to world space already. That's fine. We can go through here. I'm just playing around with my camera now. That's alright. So we've got that. We're going to pop in the action text and get rid of that. Now you've got your background. You've got your change input type trigger. We can actually get rid of that. Remove component. Text icon keyboard controller, we can get rid of that as well. Yep, that's fine. The action text will stay the same because we want it to look at camera, that's fine. So the background, we're going to change that to our little custom box, no, it was highlight box. Sliced, yep, color. Put it like that. And you can see the text here will be chat box. We're just going to leave it like that. And we want it to be, yep, centered there, that's fine. And we need to come through here so we can actually scale it so it's the full size. That's great. Now why is it going down there like that on a weird rotation? Slightly rotated. Oops, 0, 0, 0. That's alright, so we're going to do that. Of course it's backwards there, but that's fine. So we want it to actually appear slightly above the head. We want this to be a little bit more visible. So we're going to have to actually bring it up like that. Maybe darken it a little. See how that looks once it comes out, but otherwise it should be fine. And the text will need to be not 100, but maybe we'll go for 14, and we'll see how that looks when we do it, but we'll play around with that. So now we've got to go back here to our trigger, and we're going to drop in the panel, PG, text. So this here is actually a panel, but it's coming through as an object, and that should be okay. I don't think we're going to have any problem. I'm just getting a lot of little errors in there. They're all Unity related things, so that's fine. Remember, we turn that off so it's not there. We call this here the chat text. Alright, let's give that one a go. And of course we still won't know what character it is that's set it up. So this is triggering our normal one. Welcome to Salian. We can give that some sort of fancy graphic to make it look a little bit better. Now we need to find the character that looks at us. Is it you? No, you don't look at me. You also don't look at me. Oh, there we go. So there's our Hello stranger, welcome to our town, take a look around. So when we're in front of them, they actually look at us, which is great. When we're a certain distance away, when we're far away, they still look at us, but you can't see anything, at least here. Now, one of the problems we've got is that when we're here, it's all blurry, and that's because of the way the camera works with the layer. If I can change that layer, it might. I need to figure out how to do it so it's it will always be on front of the post-processing and not affected by post-processing. So let's have a look at how that works, because I believe you can have with the post-pro layer effects. Excuse me. There's our main camera. The person camera. Post-process. Yep. Post-process there. Graphics. Doesn't want to tell us about that. So let's have a look here. Nope, nothing we can do for that one there. So I will have to put that in future one. I'll just mark that down as something that I need to check out, because there is a way to do it, I just can't remember. Sorting layer, we don't need to do that. World space, additional shaders, text code, normal, shader channels, blocking objects, none, blocking mask, nothing. Yeah, it's on the UI layer, but I need to figure out how to make it so it doesn't affect, the post-processing won't affect the UI layer, but I forget how to set that up unless it's in an options menu, but I'll find that out and I'll put that in another one. But at least now you can see that we've got the character triggering off the text when we go up there. So like I was saying before, we want it so it doesn't really go off when you're behind them. So all we've got to do is actually just get our trigger, and you can see we've got a sphere that goes all the way around. Well, we can always shrink that down a little, just bring it like that, back it out, and then move it out through here. So make it a little bit bigger so it's there. And now whenever we enter the sort of relative sphere of where they are, still a little bit small, but increase it and move it forward a little bit. Yeah, roughly there's what you would say someone would engage in a conversation with you with, depending on how far away you are. Yep. So once we walk into this space here, that's how it will work. And we can copy that to any of our NPCs and put on whatever text we want them to say. Now, we'll only ever say that thing whenever you move into them. So yeah, there's no branching dialogue or like quest affecting stuff. That will have to be something that we'd add with another system, and like I said, yeah, you'd have to buy that system. It's not built in with the functionality. There was one being developed, but it's on hiatus at the moment until the developer can get better again, and hopefully he does, because it is a good system they've got. So we walk through, hello stranger, take a look around. Okay. That seems to be a little bit off, so I'm actually just going to switch over to our scene mode, and let's have a look at, it's not that character, it's this character. Oh, so you can see it's actually spinning around at the moment, which doesn't help anyone. That's because I forgot to take off the thing, didn't I? So NPC chat v-rotate object, we want to have that removed. Alright. Move that because we don't need it, also because it's off center and it's just rotating around that point, so that's quite funny. But yeah, make sure you remove that so you don't have any such errors. So run back through here again. And it's up to you with the artistic license there to replace this V marker with another marker, maybe a particle effect if you want players to know or to lead them to an area so they run over it and get a little bit of the story, or if you just want it blank, so that it will be triggered off if they just wander into a particular location, whether they should or not. So you're the one, you're following me around with your head. Let's have a look. Hello stranger, welcome to our town, take a look around. And then it's moved away and stopped talking. So that's a pretty cool effect. That's actually worked out rather well. It's just, yeah, the post-processing effect with the blur. I need to figure out how to get that to stop. Although, let's actually have a look. Just one last quick check of the actual polygon effect. Bloom, dithering, depth of field. No, it doesn't allow me to say in there. Turn off the depth of field, or there's no background blur, wasn't it? It was just depth of field. Alright. Now you can see things are a bit fogged out. I do like the depth of field effect better. A couple of trees looking like they're disappearing thanks to the indirect stuff. It just makes everything look a little bit softer and a little bit nicer when it comes to distance stuff. Ooh, you're looking at me weird. Hello stranger, take a look around. There you go, no walk past. So again, we can do that for static things that are moving around. So the guy up the top there, maybe he'll look at you and say something, and then look back over at the thing, and then you can select him still in order to open up the shop. So that's actually, I'm going to do that with the shopkeeper now. Let's make sure that we can do that so you can see the effect that it has. So we want to copy both of those. So I'm just going to shift that, Control D, and I'm going to move them outside here to there. And I'm going to select our character. And where did we just put our chat and text there? And move that onto our shopkeep. Again, we'll need to zero that out. 0, 0, 0. Yep. And then maybe we'll want to rotate that so we'll set that to 0 point. That looks alright. Yep, pretty much if you move inside there, it's because you're going to be buying stuff, so that's fine. And now we need to set this so it's also in the right spot. Zero, 0. Yep, zero that out. Cool, and then zero that as well. Cool, and then we can have the same thing, except for our trigger. This one's going to be oops, travels. So we'll try with that. I do apologise if my player, actually, you know, I'm just going to do the shortcut and move my player across so that I don't have to keep running there all the time. Just wastes my recording time. And zoom, 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 zoom over the map. Except he's also under the map. Lift him back up. Hit play. And kaplonk, we're okay. Move in here. Come see my wares, it may help you in your travels. So there you go. So as we move around, you can see it's still floating above his head. It's a little bit off center. I can obviously move that so it's a bit more there. But yep, it pops up, and we can also interact with the store. So there you go. That's how that works. So now we've got a nice functioning sort of text or speech or whatever. Setting it up to play audio would be a completely different issue, not something I'm going to focus on for mine. Might be something I can add in a little bit later where we can actually modify scripts. That'll be a bit more advanced. If you want that sort of thing, leave a comment and let me know, and we can look at it once the rest of the game is finished off. So once at the end of the series, I plan on going back over it and adding in little bits and pieces to show you how to add some extra cool stuff. But again, that's more of an advanced thing, so you will have to be editing scripts and doing all that sort of stuff. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. I'm sorry that it's taken so long, A, to make the video, and then B, to actually get through the video. But hopefully this can help you out on your projects, and I'll see you in the next episode. I haven't got a clear vision of what I want to do for the next episode, or what's the next thing I'm going to hit, but you'll find out soon enough. Alright, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you later.